Hi and welcome to this video. This is the first video of my series, how to make good and reliable decisions in teams and in groups. If you're also sick of unproductive and inefficient team meetings, and if you rather wish for a good solution which is being made in a reasonable amount of time, and if you're looking for a productive and cooperative decision-making process, then this is the place to be, because in this and the following videos I will discuss the questions. First, what is actually a good solution? Second, what can a team do to get there? And third, what can you do as a moderator to support a team or group to find good solutions? Alright, and I'm gonna introduce you to a quite exciting method called the systemic consensus principle. Alright, I'll start in a sec. Right now I'm going to start with a very commonly known decision-making process, which is called the majority voting system, as it's being used in democracies worldwide. And I'm going to show you why, if you want to produce good and reliable solutions, I'm going to show you why you should not use the majority voting system. And right afterwards, I'm going to show you how it can look like if you use the systemic consensus principle. All right, I'm going to use a real example. This is an example original from www.sk-prinzip.net. This is a website from the developers and the founders from Systemic Consensing, Erich Wisocznik and Siegfried Schrotter. The content of these slides I received from Klaus Karstadt, where I did my training in moderating with the systemic consensus principle. Let's get started. What is this example about? It's about a language school, and this language school would like a rearrangement of its own language courses. There are 36 lecturers participating in this process, and for some reason they were unhappy with the current situation, and they were wondering what can they do to make things better. So as a first stage, they came together and started a brainstorming process to come up and develop some ideas and proposals. And as a result of this process, they came out with 7 different proposals. I'm not going to go into details of the proposals. For this example, it's just important to know it's 7 different proposals. So now you have all these proposals, what are you going to do? Of course, first probably you're going to discuss it, the pros and the cons, and then how do you actually make the decision? These lecturers were thinking, okay, we're going to try a known method. The majority voting system means every person has one vote and is going to vote for the proposal what he or she likes the most. And hopefully this will lead to a clear solution and maybe even to a good solution. We will see. So we're coming to the results of the majority voting. What are we going to see? What are we seeing here? P1 to P7 are the different proposals with their names, what they are about. And these numbers are showing the votes which every proposal received. So proposal number 1 received 5 votes. The blue bar is showing the percentage of people who voted for this proposal. So for example, if all 36 lecturers had voted for proposal 1, the blue bar would go all the way to the right to, here we see it, 100%. So what's the result? Proposal number 9 received 9 votes and is a winner in this voting. And proposal number 5 received 7 votes and it's on second place. So what were they thinking? They were wondering, this is not a very, very clear solution. What are we going to do now? We're going to do what very common with the majority voting system. We're going to the next round, the run-off ballot. So what does that mean? The best 2 ranked proposals are going into a into the runoff ballot, and everybody is allowed to vote again. Let's see the outcome of this one. Proposal 2, the special module day, received 12 votes and is a winner in this ballot. Proposal 5, equal distribution throughout courses, is second with 10 votes. That's altogether 24 votes. What happened to the rest of the votes? Abstention. So the secret winner of this ballot. Before I continue with the slides, let me say a few words about the majority voting system, because what we see here is quite common for the system. The moment the moment we have more than 2 proposals to decide on, the majority system is overwhelmed. And what's really necessary to come to a clear solution is to reduce the options down to 2 proposals. And let's take the example Brexit. The country seems to be divided into Brexit yes, Brexit no. In my opinion, this does not reflect the truth, or does not reflect the reality, as there are millions of people in this country, and I believe that there are hundreds, thousands, maybe millions of different opinions about the situations. So there are people who say yes, Brexit yes, but only under the condition A. Then there's a person saying Brexit yes, but only with the condition B. And then there's the next person saying Brexit yes under the condition A and B. And then there's the other person saying Brexit no, but we should negotiate condition A again with the EU, and so on and so on. So there are, as I said, a high number of different opinions and ideas and proposals. But our majority voting system is not able to handle all these. And this is the reason why you find only 2 proposals in surveys, or not sure how this is called in English, when the people are deciding for something like it's a Brexit. And this is the reason why you mostly have only 2 options to decide on, and this is the reason why you mostly have only 2 options to decide on in polls and surveys like this. Because otherwise our voting system is just overwhelmed. So what's happening then is there's this reduction of proposals down to only 2 different ones, yes or no. And as a result, it looks like the country is divided. And it actually gets divided more and more, even though it's not being reflected by the reality. So we have in this runoff ballot there is there is a solution, but it looks like there is no clear winner about this. So what were they thinking? They were saying, let's get some help from outside, some external moderators, and they were introducing a new method called systemic consenting. Let's go through what that means. In the first step, we're introducing the passive solution. What does it mean? Passive, that means we're introducing a new proposal, which means everything stays the way it is. This is a proposal people were not able to vote on before. So keeping the current situation is now a selectable option. Going back to the slide with the overview, now we have P8, I wrote here zero solution, a passive solution, which is saying everything stays the way it is. Okay, and now we're coming to a fundamental difference comparing to the majority voting system, the evaluation principle. First step, each proposal is being evaluated separately. So in the majority voting system, you have to decide for one proposal, and this vote for one proposal is always a vote against the other proposal. And this problem we don't have here because we're evaluating every proposal separately. And we're not evaluating with pro voting. No, we're using objection points. What does that mean? Measuring the objection happens on a scale from 0 to 10, for example. What does that mean? A 0 means I have no objection, I'm totally fine with this proposal. On the other hand, 10 means stop, I do not want this. So 0 means no objection. 10 means I have a strong objection against this proposal. And from 1 to 9, what happens there is intuitive voting. You listen to your heart, to your belly, whatever, and you express it in a number. And my experience is that this is quite easy for all different peoples to express your concerns in a number. Let's see how this works now. How do we evaluate the group's resistance? What do we see here? Here we see the different participants, 1, 2, 36, and here's the proposals, 1 to 7, and proposal number 8, the passive solution. Everything stays the way it is. Let's check out how participant 1 evaluated each proposal. So participant 1 and proposal 1, he or she gave 2 objection points. So this person is probably quite happy with the solution. There may be some little concerns he would like to talk about, but nothing major. On the other hand, proposal 2, 10 objection points. This person does not want this solution. Proposal 3, 5 objection points. Oh, this might probably see some problems with it. It's not very happy, but could be worse. Here we see proposal 4, 0 objection points. This could mean that this person is either totally happy with this proposal, or it's just not affected by it and doesn't see any problem in doing it. All right, so what happens? The resistance of each person is being added, and this way we're coming to a result. How does it look like? The group resistance. This is still the result from the majority voting. And now in red we see the calculated group resistance. How do we get to this? If, for example, each of the participants had evaluated proposal 1 with 10 resistance points, then the resistance would be 100%. Here it's each line is 10%, so the red bar would go all the way to the left to 100%. So proposal 1 has a group resistance of around about 22%. This happens then for each proposal separately. And what do we see here? Proposal number 2, which was a winner in the majority voting system, in the first and the second one, does actually receive the biggest resistance in the group. And this is my experience. This does happen quite often, because as I said before, the reduction of proposals leads to conflicts, leads to resistance, leads to division. And now we can think about, does this lead to a good solution or not if it leads to decisions with a high potential of conflict? And this is what we can see on the slide. This is what we can see in these red bars. This is a potential conflict for each solution. Let's bring it in a new ranking order. So now on number 1, we will see the proposal. Oh, I I'm still using the German V for Vorschlag, so that's actually a P for proposal. So the proposal with the lowest rejection is on number 1, and then down to the last spot, the proposal with the highest rejection and resistance. What do we see here now? On number 3, we find the passive solution, and this gives us very important information about how to proceed, because every proposal which is ranked below the passive solution will not be a good solution for this group, because it will potentially increase the conflicts. On the other hand, everything what's ranked higher than the passive solution will reduce conflicts. I'm gonna gray out everything what's below the passive solution. So now we have 2 different proposals and 2 possible solutions. So what are we gonna do now? We can proceed with both of the proposals and see if they work together. If they are, it's not possible to proceed with both of the solutions, and we're deciding for the one which is ranked higher with less resistance. If it's possible to proceed with both solutions, then the group decided for both of these proposals. And as you see, it changed here to acceptance. Why? Because if you turn it around, the round about 22% resistance here, we can read now the group's acceptance to a certain proposal. So this proposal has around 78% acceptance, group acceptance. Let's come to a little summary. Systemic consenting delivers a solution with the highest possible acceptance. And once again, this is the first time that we can actually measure this by using the evaluation, using the resistance. First, we see the potential conflict, and second, we see the acceptance for a proposal. First time. Second, it delivers a solution for any amount of proposals, and this is a very important part. For sure, you know the brainstorm stage, the stage of a group, this very creative moment where people start coming up with ideas and solutions. And what happens then? Discussions are starting, decision-making process is starting, and it's like this creative moment is being cut off. This is not happening with this method, because we are able to evaluate as many proposals as we want. Even if a proposal is slightly differs to already existing proposals, we can just add it to it and see which one has a higher acceptance. And third, it delivers a solution for any number of participants. It's absolutely scalable. The sky's the limit. You can do it with small groups in a small group, even in a family or in a company, and with thousands or maybe even millions of people. We will see what the future brings about it. My experience with this method is extraordinary. I'm astonished every time again how this leads to good and reliable decisions in teams. And its beautiful effect is that people are starting to changing their behavior, because if you want to be successful with this system, you have to lower the resistance towards your proposal. And in order to lower this resistance, your only chance is to understand this resistance. So how do you do this? You have to do a step towards the other people, and as a first step you have to listen and try to understand. And then when you understand the needs behind these objections, you have to think about how to integrate them into your proposal. So in this method you are successful if you work cooperatively. All right, that's it for now. I'm really looking forward to see this method spreading, as I'm very excited about it, and I believe that this will revolutionize and change the way we work together, the way we make decisions together in societies, in states, etc. So I hope you got something out of it, and I hope that you will be able to maybe use it, and I will talk more about it in the next videos. Until then, see you.